Hello, welcome again. We're back. Oh, why thumbs up? We are back again. Someone flagged us, and Whitey took my earlier broadcast off. And this is something that concerns the continent of Africa. But the video is still available on LinkedIn and it's still available on Facebook. Um, yeah, I'm going to appeal it later. Good morning, Yemi. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I don't know whether I should show you this. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Yes. All the recording we've been doing since yesterday. Somebody got. Right. I've silenced that one. So it's still available on LinkedIn. So later I'm going to appeal it because this is something that. Oh, thank you. Oh, the video is still. Can you hear the video at the back? Can you hear? Can you hear my? Can you hear the video? Okay, I've silenced it now. So what happened was, oh, welcome, welcome. Please come in and discuss. What happened was, talking about the 15 bogus Chinese in Nigeria. They went to Nigeria in May, and they said they were doctors. I will briefly, quickly show you so that I don't want to be flagged again. Somebody reported it's either the Obas or the Buhari regime or sympathizers of Chinese bogus people that reported the video, and the YT took me off and said it hasn't affected my channel, but I can appeal it. But because they are very short of staff, it may take a while. But I've still got the video on LinkedIn, on other social media that I shared it to, but they've taken it off YouTube. So this is why I'm doing this again, and it had a lot of views on it, but it doesn't matter. We are going to continue. I'll quickly show you, but I'm going to do it quickly because I don't want somebody to flag me again or for um. Oh, is it is it okay? Am I still buffering? Am I still buffering? Is it still buffering? Hello? Okay, let me check. No, it's not buffering here. Here. Yeah, it's not buffering. Can you see it? I'm okay here. Maybe it's your network. So what do you have to contribute to this debate? We have 15 Chinese who went to Nigeria as doctors. When they got there, they said they were doctors. And Nigerians said, we don't need doctors. We have our own doctors. And the Nigerian citizen protested that to go straight and mingle with people without being quarantined. Well, fast forward 2 days ago, they came out, they disappeared. Nobody knew their whereabouts, and journalists raised up questions in the parliament. And the Minister of Health said he didn't know their whereabouts. And then they said they are not doctors. They surfaced and said they are not doctors. Why did they lie? When they came to Nigeria, 15 of them, and said they were doctors. What is their mission? Who gave them, who sanctioned their visa? These are the questions we Nigerians in the diaspora and in there should be asking. Those who are in the country are afraid because of the corrupt government we have. It's supposed to be a democracy, but it's worse. It's like a communist regime in Nigeria. No, they are not doctors. They are bogus. They said they are technicians. But the thing is, who sanctioned their visa? Why are they in Nigeria? What is their mission? These people came in, they were not quarantined, they disappeared. And why are they not being questioned? Why are they not thrown in jail? These are the questions. When they came in, there was hardly any of these people being. What is their mission? Did they come to infect the country? Why would technicians come into somebody's country and say they are doctors? These are the questions we need to be asking our so-called corrupt leaders. Buhari must go. This is what we are trying to arouse the Nigerians, the Africans. They should make this present government know that they have lost confidence in his governance. In this country this week, look at it in London, people protested. The indigenous protested against what is going on. Even though in this country everything, but they are still not happy that they are made to wear mask, because the mask apparently is as not, because it's not a surgical mask. If you breathe in, you're supposed to breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, one of it. But if you are breathing what you are breathing out back in through, why can't Nigerians be brave and do the same? They're only going to live but once. There is a place for prayer and there's a place for action. When Jesus needed to pray, he prayed. When he needed to act against the corrupt, people be doing that. Why is nobody questioning these 15 bogus Chinese doctors? Why are they not in jail? And when I started this, yes, that means somebody is getting, the truth is getting to somebody. Apparently, the Nigerian government and the corrupt obas, they go about having their stooges all over social media, flagging things down, reporting things and bringing it down. But they're not going to stop us, because some of us have not been given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of sound mind. and of love. And it's out of love that we are weeding out this virus in Wuhan and was telling the whole world last year that it's not infectious, whereas it is infectious, and they know what they were doing. I would have loved to show you. I've got it here. The Chinese, the 15 Chinese, but I don't want them to flag me again. I don't want them to because when they flagged me, they said it's being reported. My video was being reported, and the content may have copyright infringement, or it could be. So I'm going to appeal it later because they cannot take me down because I'm speaking politically. This is something that affects human beings, and yes, this is Chinatown, Nigerian town, but they come to Nigeria in Lagos. They've got China to bring these things out because the SARS, the security will just kill them. They're just killing them. It seems our government is in collusion with this Chinese government. Something is not right. Something is going on. Google Punch, okay, Google Punch News UK. You will, and then put 15 bogus Chinese doctors. You will see their faces come up. I this morning they talk while I was online. YT said somebody had flagged me, reported my content to them, and although it doesn't affect my channel, that if I want to put it any on-screen video of them, because I don't want this one to be flagged down again. So it seems to us that there is something going on, and we are praying that the people of Nigeria don't wake up one day and see themselves under communism, or see themselves under Sharia. You see, in the south, in my video, the one before this one that was taken down, I said that people should just, by referendum, Nigeria has failed. In the south, we have Odua, that is the Yorubas. Even among the Yorubas, they are calling for the Oni of Ife to be dethroned because that king, maybe is one of his stooges in Ife. The people of Ife, they came, old people, they came on social media and exposed the Oni of Ife that took their land from them forcibly, and then he took loan from China and brought illegal Chinese into Oshun land, a farmland, to be mining gold. So when these old people cried out, came to our abroad in America here, they said, this man, that is what he does. And if they say anything, they'll come overnight, you and your family will just be wiped out. So there is a lady called this. That lady, she is speaking against all the corrupt kings and obas of Yoruba land. Because it is not possible that a stranger, a foreigner, will come to your own. One of their shops was closed down because they were refusing black people to come to their shop. They wrote the everything in their shop in China against Gambia's rule. Would any black a place? And when we talk, they will go and flag a video down to YT. The video is still on my Facebook, and it's on my LinkedIn. And I'll deal with YT later. So if they don't want us to use YT to speak the truth, why are they themselves enjoying freedom? Because they are part of Google and they are based in America. If America didn't give them freedom, they won't be able to have their platform all over the world. The person that they should go and flag down are the Chinese government. So we have the Biafra have been sanctioned to go away from Nigeria. Praise the Lord. The Oduas too. they are going away from Nigeria. Nigeria no more. Let the North go their separate ways. We in the South are Christians. Because when you have small, any government that is not performing, you can easily depose them. There will be more freedom and more accountability. You know about that, the government, Austria, America, they've been returning billions back to this Buhari government, and all just disappear. The amount of money Nigeria has, they shouldn't need to their families. There is no electricity, there is no infrastructure, there is no hospital, nothing to write home about. These are the things that were for everybody. When I was growing up in that country, the hospitals were better than what NHS could offer. There were good roads, there were education. It was live and let live. There was electricity, there was water, all those things. There is no maintenance culture since this Hausa regimes, one after the other. Abacha came, Murtala Mohammed came, Shehu Shagari came. All these people, they're just wasteful. Because Jesus says, faith, justice, and mercy are the things that are important. 7 days he rested. That 7 days rest, he doesn't want us to be shouting at him to come and rescue us. He has given us free will. We have to pray and then do our own bit, because faith without work is a dead faith. We have to cry out to the world, come and see what is happening, and then reappear and say, oh, we are not doctors anymore, and we can't go. Our mission is completed. What is your mission? Nobody knows. Nobody is questioning them. They should question them. They should interrogate the others. This is so ridiculous. They even said that their mission is finished, but they cannot go back because it is locked. You just come in without you being quarantined for 14 days. And people were afraid. We were telling them to sending messages home through, all the social media. Then we were sending message to each other, all the creators. Tell your people at home. You tell your people in the village. Don't allow them to go to the hospital and be treated by Chinese. We were sending all these messages because nobody, the Minister of Health said they didn't call for any doctor. We had enough of our own doctor. Now we realize that they just wanted to scam people because of the money that WHO was going to give for treatment of COVID. Nigerians didn't have COVID, but they were just giving. They wanted to start giving bogus a number and be flagged. There was a case that an old lady and her daughter and son were out at a restaurant. Bone got stuck in her throat. Said she had to be tested. She said, I will just come from a restaurant, or I was just eating. There is nothing wrong with me. Then, as they were protesting, they tested her. Somehow, her daughter's friend, who also is a doctor, her daughter saw her friend, have given them instruction that they should be poisoning people, old people, so that, and they should tell them and say they got COVID, whether or not they got COVID. If you don't believe me, go to this channel called Jesus Loves You. And the same thing that woman is experiencing, because people don't want her to be bringing this truth. There is a lot going on that should not be going on in that Nigeria. And there were some people that were evacuated. That again, if you go to punch.com, punchnews.com, punch news, you people allow themselves to be evacuated, maybe unless they are tourists that got stuck here. Everybody that goes now, they will just test you and say you've got COVID, whether you have COVID or not. You see, that's the corruption. So if these Chinese bogus doctors, if they are not doctors, why did they lie? Do you think they will come to England and do that, and they will get away with it? What is their mission? Who sanctioned their mission? Who sanctioned their visa? These are the questions we are asking. And we want the whole world to help us ask. This is why we wish we got Mrs. Thatcher and Donald Reagan. And don't you dare flag me, whoever is there. I know there are 3 people here, and you want to go and flag me, you find that you cannot flag me. Because this is freedom of speech. If you want somebody to flag, go and flag the evildoers. Go and flag go and flag the. Why did they go there and say they were doctors, and now they are coming out and saying they are not doctors? Yes, this is part of loving you. We are giving you tough love. You cannot say who will bring you down. You cannot treat human beings as if calm. I write it in Yoruba or in Igbo or in Edo or in Ijo or in Yoruba language. And how would you like it if black people come to China and say they are doctors and then disappear? Are you there to go and spread the virus? And when we are talking, you go and flag the video to the YT. Who do you think you are dealing with? I'm going to appeal it. Yeah, it is. And we will not be silenced, because evil happens when good people fail to do something. China. What has darkness got to do with light? And when we talk, you go and flag the video down. It goes to show that you have no freedom. You are stooges. Whoever you are, I've been seeing you, this number. I've been seeing the number. Me through when I started the last video. You've been coming, you are not presenting yourself, but I know now that the first video is flagged and White is informed me that someone came to report. I know it's you. Yes, I've got them here, but I just don't want to put it on the screen anymore because I don't want to be flagged. But if you go to punch.com, Punch UK, the faces of those 15 bogus doctors are there. Chinese doctors, they call themselves bogus Chinese doctors. If you just put bogus, 15 bogus Chinese doctors in Nigeria, I don't know why Punch can carry it and you think you can just run to YT. And like Whitey said, if I think that you've wrongly, maliciously reported me, I should appeal it. But I should just be patient because they haven't got enough staff on Facebook and on my LinkedIn. So that suffices for me because I want everybody to see what. Because if you are not for your own citizen and you are for the foreigners, allowing the foreigners to come into your country because you have gone to loan and use the natural resources as a collateral, you shouldn't. No country has that right to do that. You are there to serve the people, not to mortgage the people's resources out to foreigners and then make them foreigners in their own country. If after Buhari, you Chinese, you will not get your money back and you can go to hell and do your worst with it. Because you are all bribing each other and doing all manners of things you shouldn't be doing. You go and get contract, and then you bring your own people to come and build the things. The indigenous, they don't benefit from those contracts. Who does that? No, they're not, because they're all in cahoots. They're all. Buhari must leave, and people should be asking the question: what are the 15 Chinese bogus people doing in Nigeria? What is their mission? That is the question people should be asking at the government. But because it is nowhere to be seen, he just put his cohorts, just put his cohorts about his ministers. Whenever people call for, it's so corrupt. The other day, Austria returned 300 million, 300 billion back to Nigeria. The money that was stolen by Abacha, the old president that died, Abacha disappeared. That money is enough to give the whole of Nigeria electricity. In these days of solar, Nigeria has excess of sun, and yet they will use that money all in. We've got technicians, we've got electricians, we've got all manners of expertise that if they use that money within Nigeria, these graduates who are jobless and running about, going through the boats and trying to escape this corrupt government, this non-government, we don't have any government. Nigeria is dead. And we're asking people to come and speak their mind out, how we can nationally, the Oduas too, but the Oduas are fighting within themselves, the Yorubas, because now they realize that the Ooni of Ife is an Oba that was placed there by a politician, not an Oba that was chosen by Ifa. These people, the subject land, people who have their land, historical land, ancestral land, farming on it, he drove them out of their farm, gave the land to Chinese to mine. Because of why? Because it's taking loan from them. So you have someone like Esther, but if you go and on that woman's page, you will see that she is one fighting seriously daily with the Ooni of Ife, this President Ooni. The people that were their lands were seized, they came on social media, they came on YouTube crying out. We don't know. Since that cry out, nobody knows their whereabouts. They say that's what he does. That's why people are running away, because these Obas and this, if you voice out, and we are using the YT to voice out, and you people are flagging. You should be ashamed of yourself. And if you are Chinese or whoever the street is, then there is no spirit of God in you. And God, the spirit of Jesus, the sword of Jesus, we pray for that sword to be your portion. Because Jesus says to us that just the time to pray for our enemy, and we have done that. But this enemy, because on the seventh day, God rested. When he's resting, he wants us, everything that is given us is invested in us. He wants us to use it. And he has given us dominion, male and female. And we are using our dominion to cry out, to say that enough is enough. We don't want this government in Nigeria. We don't want the concept of Nigeria. 60 years of Nigeria has failed. The South wants to go away from the North peacefully. And these bogus Chinese that are in Nigeria, let people question them. Who sanctioned their visa? What is their mission that they've completed? And they should be thrown into jail before for them to serve their jail sentence before they are deported. Because nobody can go into their country and do what they are doing. Exactly about, and that is Rwanda and Ghana. Ghana is not allowing any foreigner to come and own their resources. They are not taking money loans from China and with robots. That's how rich they are. And you can't tell me that Rwanda has a tenth of the resources that Nigeria has. But they are well managed. They are live and let live. Rampant in Nigeria as it is. Oh, let me share this out, because like I said, the last one was Hmm. I'm sure. Anyway, we've put the word to right. How are you? Ah, how are you? How are the grandchildren? I will praise you, oh my Savior. Come in and be part of the discussion instead of you staying outside. I can see you are there. I can see you are there. Come, you might as well come in and be part of the discussion. I don't know who you are, but you are welcome. This is the discussion platform. Don't be intimidated and don't be a coward. Anything to say, you bring it to the platform. That is what is all about, you see. Now for you to be outside and then going to flag the video down, that is not going to be helpful to you or to me. You know, as you flag it down, I open another one. And like YT says, it doesn't affect my platform. So you are just wasting your time. You might as well come in and I'll have your say. Brethren, how are you? I'm glad it continues to be well with you and the family. Oh, okay. It's not buffering here. Here's the look at it. Can you see? So it must be your end. That's the stream. It's not buffering here. It must be your end. So that the network would be free. Yeah, I think it's at your end. Look at it. It's not buffering here. It must be your end. If it's your end, don't worry, to correct itself. because if I'm buffering children, these two people keeps on staying outside. I keep having four on the string on the screen. Chinese or government or Oni of Ife studies. How are you? Welcome to Jesila Chat. We are here this early morning to put the world to right. My first video earlier on was flagged down. So this is the second stream. I'm going to appeal it later. I think somebody was sitting too near the heat. Because I don't know whether you've been reading the paper. You know, there are 15 bogus Chinese doctors in Nigeria. They went to Nigeria early part of this month, on the 8th of May, I believe. And they said there were doctors, 15 of them, during the lockdown. So Nigerians protested and said, why would the foreigners come in and not being quarantined as everybody else is being quarantined? And they disappeared. So journalists kept on at the government to say, where are these 15 Chinese supposedly doctors? And the Minister of Health said he didn't ask for any. Health said, don't ask me because I didn't invite them. Then 2 days ago, they popped up and said, oh, we are not doctors, we are technicians. What? You came into the country and presented. Now you suddenly say you are not doctors and you've completed your mission, but you can't go back because of the lockdown. And people are saying, is this government? Do we have a government? Why would 15 Chinese come into the country, say they are doctors, and now they come and say they are not doctors, their mission is completed? What mission? Did you come to infect Nigeria not being interrogated? Why did they say they cannot go back? Because of lockdown. They came in when there was lockdown. And that's what we brought to social media. And somebody felt like going to report me to YT and they flagged the video down. I've got their photos here, but I don't want to put it back on the screen because I don't want somebody to, when I'm appealing the other one, although there's a fair use, I could use the video, but since they flagged the first video down, I rather not. But you can get the pictures of these 15 Chinese bogus doctors. If you go to any news and say 15 bogus doctors in Nigeria, they will come up. Make it impossible for this government to govern. Let this governor, this president be removed. He's not serving people. Otherwise, one day they will wake up and see themselves under communist regime. This government in Nigeria is completely dead. This 70-something-year-old any country, it will not happen in any Western world. You cannot just walk into somebody's country and say you are doctors and then disappear just to reappear and say, oh, our mission is complete. We can't leave because of lockdown. Who is running the government? And why is this government to take loan from China of all places? When recently Austria returned 300 billion back to Nigeria from the money looted, all the things that used to be there when we were growing up there. They have neglected, they are just embezzling money. And this Chinese government knows what they are doing. They have bought into all this corruption. They will give this loan in exchange for contract and natural resources if they default, with interest that they know they will default on. And why would you go and take 3 billion from China when you got 300 billion returned back to you? These are the questions Nigerians cannot ask because they are afraid that this government, they said, their family disappear. I'm able to do all these things because they can't get to my family. They can't get to my family. I'm doing, and my family is not part of my family is not part of the royal family that squandered the money, because there are still some kingdoms there of which my family is part of, and we don't have anything to do with federal government money. With all this bribery and corruption with the Chinese, it takes the subjects land, seize their land, give it to China, to the Chinese, to go and have illegal mining on farmland. These people came to social media last month and cried out that then they found out that this Oba is the one who goes and seizes people's land and then bring these Chinese to come and start mining it. The proceeds from the mine, it gets some cut, and then the Chinese siphon it out. The best gold in Dubai is sold by the Chinese. The gold are coming from Nigeria, from Osun State. The Chinese use the proceeds to service their import and export. Lagos town, written in Yoruba or Igbo. And when we ask question, somebody is standing. I've been seeing the person, two of them, they're standing on this channel. They're not coming in, but I know you are there. Then you go and flag it. You can flag. I'm going to appeal it. What I'm saying is already on the media. If you Google Punch UK News, is there. The faces of the 15 bogus Chinese doctors are there. They don't. This is it. We don't know why enough evidence that this thing started from China. Last year, they were saying that it's not infectious. It's not infectious. Hence, everybody opened their borders and they were still coming. It is deliberate. How come this thing happening in Wuhan is not happening in Beijing? And on the telly, there are people just falling down. This is a biological warfare. So there are certain things that people say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. This is beyond conspiracy theory. This is happening. And only God knows why people allow a country that free world. I don't know. I just don't know. So I will not be intimidated by YT. The platform is there to air our views, and what we are saying is not derogatory against Black people. In their country, when after this epidemic started, they started evicting Black people from their flats, from their apartments. They now send their 15 bogus doctors to Nigeria. It's complete. What mission? Where have you been? Who have you been mingling with? Who invited you? Who sanctioned your visa? That's what we are. And Jesus himself said to us that mercy, faith, and justice are important to him. Matthew 23:23. He did not just pray, he was. So they cannot silence us. Yes, I don't know what is. We Black people, we need to wake up. We need to get rid of this evil loans from Chinese. They don't allow them to come and buy their resources. Can you imagine that? In Lagos, they have a place called Chinatown, and they've written it in their language. In Gambia last week, they stopped a Black man married to a white woman. They stopped them from coming to their shop. They allowed the wife to come in. They said, no, not the Black person. The wife said, excuse me. He said they don't allow them to the police. The police came with them and locked the shop down. And I'm saying, oh my Gideon, why? What is wrong with our people? 300 years ago and 400 years ago is not going to happen on our watch. And all those Harvard professors, all those Harvard black educators, all those Harvard graduates, all those Cambridge graduates, all those Oxford graduates, education is wasted on them if they can't open their eyes and speak out for what is happening. Must we always wait for a savior? Can we not do it ourselves? These Chinese, gradually, people will wake up and find themselves under communists. If something is not done now, it's there. I've got the video, the picture here, but I will not show it because I don't want them to flag my video again. This is the second video. But if you go to punchuk.com, you will see their faces, 15 bogus Chinese, and they are saying that they can't go back. Their mission is completed, but they can't go back because of lockdown. But you came in during the lockdown. You see the boldness. And this is why I'm calling for the president of Nigeria to be. And if they have such a crisis now, you would expect him to come and say, who sanctioned your visa? What is your mission? Interrogate them, send them to court and prison if need be, before you send them back. And I don't know why our youth in history, there is this Alake, one of the Obas. It was women who deposed him. Old women, in the night, they went naked, and it's forbidden for a man to see an old person naked. The king ran out of his palace. This Nigerian youth worrying instead of them to make a stand. Whether you are dying anyway, everything, these people take it and give it to their own children. Can you imagine? They've run down, there is no Nigeria airline, and each an individual. This is a president that when he was coming, he said 2,000 naira, which is less than £2. 2,000 naira at the time. Okay, less than £5 in his account. Today he's got jets. His daughters, when one of his daughters want to go from Lagos to Kaduna, he goes in the jet. Lagos to Kaduna, of them, the money that is supposed to be national money, they use it as their individual accounts. So you are dying anyway. So why don't you speak out? Make a civil unrest impossible for us to govern. And in a place like Nigeria, if it's that corrupt anyway, the security people, you bring them to your side. Put your money where your mouth is. Bring them to your side so that the day you are going to go and protest, they will not be putting their guns on you, because they know you are not only protesting for yourself, but for their own children and grandchildren to come. Because this individual government that give them all these security posts to protect them, they are not giving them any money that is life-changing. And this is what you need to convince them. There are no education. All the universities, the government, even the churches, private schools, they are, you are talking about millions. This is about 4,000, 5,000. And some of them who this embezzler, they send their children out of the country anyway. Their children have been schooled and tutored here. They are not came and they brought the message on my screen that somebody has reported this video that it may be violating their guidelines, and copyright. But if I think it's a malicious report, I should make an appeal to them. It may take a while for them to reply because of the shortage of staff, but it hasn't affected my channel. So I just decided to open another one, and I know it's the people, because when you look at the screen, that has been these two people that have been there, but they're refusing to come into the stream. So I know that. Then I'm saying to them, whoever you are, come and join. I rather you meant for the whole country. Then let us hear what you have to say. And if you are part of those individuals that is colluding with the government, with this evil government, and foreign people, for Chinese to be calling an African in his own country a foreigner, do you think that is right? Would you go to China and be writing in a shop and say the Chinese cannot come in? And what to give them that audacity and that confidence, if not that your own government has sold you out, is in collusion. In this case, in Gambia, they closed down. Do you have in China a Lagos town? And in the north, you have given one of the Chinese, we all saw it and read it. You've conferred a kingship to a Chinese. You northerners are Muslims, you are of the Arab descent. We in the south, we are Christians, and we just want to worship God in peace. We do not want such a big country as Nigeria that is impossible to rule. If we have new nations coming out of that country, like we have in the Caribbean islands, it will be easy for you to choose who you want to represent you. And if that person is not performing well, you get rid of that person and you call another election. They do it here. Everybody is now calling for Boris Johnson to go. They protested this week. That doesn't mean they're doing his best. If we are comfortable here, do we think that these people here, this country just became what it is today? No. People fought and lost their lives for it. The same goes with America, Rosa Parks and all those people. They stood up. Those who think that you think that you can just lose it. And we have a Yoruba woman who is now daily, if you go to esabod.com, that woman is now, she's breaking every taboo that you cannot face an Oba. The moment they told her that it is the Oni of Ife, the Oba of Ife, gave it to the Chinese to be having illegal gold mine, that woman took the case up. Recently, they sent an assassin to go and kill her daughter. The girl was knocked down. We saw it. She pictured it on her video. This is the kind of people we're dealing with. And she said to them, if you do more than that, I will not stop. Because I'm for justice, and Jesus is for justice. And what I am saying is, why would you have 15 bogus doctors? These people, we saw them on social media. They said they were doctors. And people protested that we didn't need doctors. How would they now, 2 days ago, say they are not doctors? And they're even so bold that if it's in this country, Boris Johnson would have come out, the prime minister would have come out and said, I want the security to go and arrest those people and question them. Would you go to China? And who sanctioned their visa? And they're still there. Why don't you go and call SARS? When citizens talk about against Buhari, this useless government, to arrest, you will send assassin to, you will send Boko Haram to, and all manners of nonsense that you are doing in that country, and you say who will bring you down? God will bring you down, because in the Western world has given us the spirit of sound mind and of love, so we can speak. We have free. God gave us free will. When we pray, He expects us to use our free will to speak against what is important. Those three things. And if we don't use our free will, then our faith is without any work. Yes, I got this. And if you do, I will come again. Because they told me it doesn't affect my channel. And the one you flagged, the other one, I'm going to appeal it because that one is still on my Facebook and it's still alive, and it's still alive on my LinkedIn. People are watching it there. And it's alive. God will judge them. Yes, we are praying seriously and we are going to continue because Jesus did not only pray, he went into the temple and he turned upside down the tables of money lenders and said, you will not turn my father's house into houses of a den of thieves. And our body is the temple of the whole of Africa is full of natural resources. And yet you see them dying in boat loads to get to Europe. You see them get to when China, you see this, it's as if that the whole world has gone mad. The WHO, World Health Organization, is what it is. They say, oh, no country will be blamed will be what is the word? Blamed or whatever. So they gave it COVID-19. People who have nothing to do with it. Their landlord started sending them out of their apartment. They started refusing them going to the hospitals. These are the people that without us, without Africa, we've now realized that you've been illegally mining gold from Osun for the past 30 years. When you were in abject poverty, you were going to, you take their raw materials without paying for it, you go and refine it and have the best gold in Dubai. They go to Dubai, they think, oh, they're going to Dubai. They're going to buy what you have already stolen from them back expensively. They are the ones servicing your import and export. Instead of you. Yes, I can see you. Now go again and report Whitey, and I too will be after you. This is not the 400 or 300 under communist regime. It's not going to happen. Not on this social media world, digital world. We will speak. Honestly, it's just the whole world is just, I don't know. We just continue to pray that God will judge, because it's as if evil just continue to thrive. But we must not lose hope, because we know that God is up to, and we will continue to rebuke. Come and join in the discussion. No, there is no strength without unity. This is why we are calling. We are calling for the corrupt. Yes. Oh, yes. I didn't used to. I mean, I'm so surprised that even America, America, that I would have thought that America by now. Look. I was in Brother Derek's the other day, and he brought out the statistics, and I could not believe America's those infected with this one virus is over 1 million in America. Wow. And America is still, nothing is still happening. If it is in the President Reagan's time, he acted first and asked question later. He would have sent your jet pilots and all those. The might of America would have bombed the whole of that Wuhan. People will say silence. How can you be silent with somebody who doesn't want peace for you? This is a different level of aggression. God is the supreme, and we'll continue to pray. How are you? How are you? Life with Susie. I was watching your children earlier on. Oh my Gideon. There is a big difference, age difference. I said to, oh, hello, Julie. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. You can see the topic we are discussing about these 15 bogus that technicians. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was wondering how could that in that short how they would have been able to um have the distance. But I'm so surprised that America is not doing anything physically, because everybody knows that this is deliberate. Last year they were telling everybody that this is not, and they knew that this thing is infection, and yet they were still sending their people traveling. Nobody was closing their borders. But God is faithful. Just look at a place like Nigeria that the government has completely destroyed the economy of that country with corruption. A place like Nigeria that even those who are there, when this thing happened in Nigeria, instead of them to give the money to the federal government again, and that money was just disappearing. And we're saying, what manner of evil is this? You know that this government is corrupt. If you want to donate, why are you donating to the federal government? They are doing it because it's not a genuine donation. They know that that money will find its way through corruption back to them. They're just doing it as a show. Oh, this company. Oh, Dangote gave this. Oh, Alakija gave this. Oh, Fallon Shaw, whatever his name, gave it. All those billionaires are just given to just go and give it to Chinese, then get their kickbacks, and then the Chinese will bring out their own Chinese people to come out to come into the country and do and be in control of the contract anyway. So the people are not benefiting in the money; they're not benefiting in the contract; they're not benefiting. And yet you have Bill Gates, who is trying to put chip into an idea. Now the government of Italy is now calling for his arrest. Thank God there are still some people who are sensible. Yes, whoever you are out there, if you don't want to come in, just get. I'm beginning to get angry now. Get out if you don't want to come in, because I know you are there. I can see you on screen. Julie said, how are you? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that it's not breaking here. It's not breaking here. Anyway, how are you? You're in are you in the diaspora, or are you in Nigeria? You are in Italy, aren't you? Julie, are you in Italy? No, you're not. You're in Germany or somewhere. Julie, where are you? Are you in Germany? I've forgotten where you are. Are you in Nigeria or in Germany? Oh, you're in Canada. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a long way. Mind you, you are near life with Susie. Susie is in America. So you have neighbors. What's your what are you affected in Canada? Is anybody are you all this pandemic free? We don't even hear of Canada. This seems to be out of all this problem. Yeah, it should look. Apart from all this corrupt governance in Africa, because people are saying that even in Nigeria, that the number is being massaged. Those who are going, if you go, they say at this moment there are some, if you have doctor friends, they are advising people, don't, if you have problem, don't go to the hospital, because some of those government hospitals, they are deliberately, they've been asked that anyone who comes, they should give them false reading that they have the pandemic, so that they can claim, because there is a money assigned to the number of victims in the countries. And the thing is, in places like the Western world, it will all be open and well documented, well recorded. So rightly so, because these people, whatever they are honest. But apart from Rwanda and Ghana, in the continent of Africa as we speak, I don't know of other places, but that of Nigeria, they say that if you have anything, just don't go to the hospital, because even those who go in there for somebody who was having a problem, swallowed bone, it had a bone in the throat that needed to be dislodged, went in there. Thank goodness she went in with her children. They forced her to have this test. The woman was healthy and they said she had COVID. But thank goodness one of the children that were with her had a friend who was a doctor and was on duty. It was the doctor who said, "Why did you bring your mom?" This, and told her what has been circulated. And apparently they said people of certain age, they are asked to even make sure they don't they kill them off, so that they can say, "Oh, they died." It is very hard to hear, but the evil that is going on in this world, especially in that Nigeria, we will not keep quiet. Because if we keep quiet, history, even when we are dead, what did I ask you to do? Did I not tell you that justice, mercy, and faith, all those three go hand in hand? Did God not tell us that He has given us free will? Did not God not tell us that on the seventh day He rested? And when He's resting, He doesn't want to be disturbed. So why could we not do what He had already given us dominion? Did God not say to us in Genesis 1:28 that He gave us dominion, both male and female? So why come we did not speak up when we needed to speak up? That is country. And believe it or not, Nigeria was like that once upon a time. Those are the kind of country we grew up in. The hospitals there were, NHS couldn't stand it when we were growing up. They were creme de la creme. It was live and let live. Those are the country we grew up in. Before all this, the literates started taking. What is even annoying is the ones who say they are Harvard graduates, the one who says they are Cambridge professors, and yet you are sent here. What are you doing now? With whichever position you are in, whether you are there or here, why can't you speak up? Why can't you speak out? You speak out, you will die. You don't speak out, you will die. And kudos to those who are speaking out, because I see some old professors now coming out to speak out. However, how come somebody who, this man did not even pass the minimum requirement to be a president? How did this happen to Nigeria? Since all this pandemic started, this man had not come to address the people. And you say you have a president. He's a living dead. Yes, go and report me to YT. Buhari is a living dead. And that is not a hate speech. It is the truth. Well, the thing with the Western world is, at least you can see that they are looking after the citizens. What is Nigeria doing with all that money? When they came in, they were saying, oh, Abacha took all the money. The covers were emptied, blah, blah, blah. Switzerland, Austria, all these places, they don't produce anything. It is Nigerian money that they... so I will even plead that they should keep those money back in the banks outside where they are now, because all the money they are releasing to this present government, they're just disappearing into the thin air. With the amount of money they've released that the previous Abacha embezzled and put in his account abroad, and they are waiving their policy, all this, so that they get kickbacks from it. And yet there are graduates within that country who are coming out of university with no jobs, because we are giving their jobs that they apply for Chinese. It is well. I just think that they shouldn't, when this is over, they should ask for China to leave World Health Organization. They should ask for China to leave the democratic bodies, because they are not democratic. Nobody is sure. They can come into the free world, but we are not free to go into what they are doing. The relationship is just too one-sided. Please let us have more people come and join us. Let me not be the only one talking, so they don't flag me out again. Thank you. Yeah, so when I was filming the first one, I didn't have my hat on. Then when I got flagged and they took my video down, I said, okay, I'm going to do 40 for them. Yes, I had to cheer myself up. I said, it must be somebody who is sad. This is a sad person. It's either the Oni of Ife. And I'm not even the one who criticizes Oni of Ife. If Oni of Ife people want to a video to flag down, they should go to Esabod's video, because she's the one that is criticizing Oni of Ife and his all the embezzling of land, the illegal land sale he's doing, taking land from rightful owners and giving it to Chinese to go and mine. These 15 bogus Chinese doctors, why are they in Nigeria? Who sanctioned them? Why would they come boldly and say they are not doctors? They lied. So if anybody goes to another person's country and lie like this, the first thing you will ask your security to do is to question them, and then take them to be presented in court and then jailed. If a Nigerian within its own country do anything fraudulent, this is fraudulent at the highest height. And then you say, when people are hungry, all these billionaires in Nigeria donated money to the federal government when this happened. Individuals helping to Waka and all this .com, that this new business is now coming up. Thank God for those new business coming up in Lagos that is now serving the whole of Nigeria, sending foodstuffs and things to people at home. And this again, schools, they said they are now asking for the Minister of Humanitarian to resign. Because you said that the money donated, you assigned it for school. Children are not in school. Disappear too. That money is enough to have the 24/7 electricity for the whole of Nigeria, to have infrastructures, to not need to borrow money from China. It is the people abroad who are looking after their families back home, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. Because, like I said, that country has more than enough for every single child born there. That's the irony. China is getting its economy right because they are now manipulating Africa, West Africa, to be precise. If they bribe their way into your Oba, your king, are people not learning from history? 300, 400 years ago is not going to be repeated on our watch. Because no foreigner will come to your country and be bold if they don't have their own evil people in places. They will not bypass the government. They will not bypass the governor. They will not bypass the senators. They have their own evil people, and that is why these people are bold enough to come out and say, we are not doctors after all, but we have finished our mission. What is your mission? Nobody is asking the question. And they even say they cannot go because of the lockdown. So you are going to stay in somebody's country. When those people were sending out, the black people you were turning out of their apartment, you started blaming who don't know have anything to do with this one virus that you their citizens out. You cannot pull the wool over our eyes because everyone is educated. And it's so unfortunate that in Nigeria is the uneducated that are there. That is why they are making mess of things. A man who hasn't even got WAEC, West African School Certificate, he hasn't got. He lied. You see, that is the thing. He lied his way to where he is. And when people talk, they say, but you people voted him. We didn't vote him. We saw how the second election was conducted. We warned them about the first one. But in that Tinubu, it's another one. If he thinks he's going to be president of Nigeria in 2023, they will get rid of you as they did with MK Abiola. Look at what the Fulanis are doing all over the place. That to those who even have time, because in my 60s, I just want to. I've done my bit. I just want to. What is concerning me is that these 15 bogus Chinese, they need to be questioned. What is their mission in Nigeria? Because if we don't make example of people, this will continue to repeat itself. And I know there are people. This is why Nigeria, a lot of nations need to emerge from Nigeria. Nigeria is finished. Let it not go. Let us in the South go as individual indigenous. Let us come with different nations of the same tribe, and you have a country. That's why it's easy. That's why we're enjoying places like England. It's a small country but effective, and it didn't get like this overnight. The people fought for it. Emily Pankhurst amongst the women who fought for it. And thank goodness for this social media that we're able to sit in our homes and read on the news what is going on and have a say, invite discussion. And then some people will say, oh, that is even too too far and start flagging the video down. To thee, O Israel, how are the mighty falling? Tell it not in Gad, publish it not in the street of the Ashkelon. Let the daughters of the Philistines rejoice. It is well. We'll continue. Please, everybody should continue in their own way. Let this corrupt government know that, because this is out of hand. People are not just emigrating in Nigeria. They are escaping. A country full of honey, milk and honey. A country full of so many mineral resources. Is it oil you want? Palm oil? Is it palm kernel? Is it crude oil? Is it gold? Is it beads? Is it? But this individual, very few individual, they are corrupt to the core. Do we pray? We read the Bible. That is why God called us out of those churches and showed us in his revelation in the Bible, Acts 7:48, that he no longer dwells in the houses built by human hand. We are the body. And look at that, look at it, led his spirit in us. Our body is to serve him. It's the temple of God. And he says, whoever tries to destroy our temple, they will destroy. Our heart is the chamber of the Holy Spirit. So what are we talking about? God has brought us for this purpose, that we speak out. And he that is in us, Jesus that died for us with the incorruptible blood. He says, he that is in us is greater than the channel, but I will still have other platforms I'll speak on. And you cannot get to me because I have been 39 years in this country. I don't even need, if God gives me another 39 years, I will be 99. So what am I bothering myself for? I will even be lucky to get there. I don't even want to be that old unless God will give me excellent health. Because the beauty of being old is when you can wash yourself, when you can say your mind, when you can walk, when you are in excellent health. And how many 99-year-old can even remember what they ate yesterday? The thing is on Judgment Day. I will say, yes, I had the platform and I spoke about it without fear. Because I know that you that are in me is greater than the world. And we are not speaking out of malice. We are not speaking out of, we are speaking the truth. So that those who have ears will hear. Because the money itself of money, that is the root of evil. And you people have taken this too far. You got money that you cannot use. Your whole generations of 10 generations to come cannot finish using this money. Some of you even put them in ridiculous places in your home. Some homes are having fire and they have this money that is being hidden in wardrobes, burning. What is sense in that? Can you not see that where you than you can imagine? Because if you are banking on the fact, if you are a Christian and you are among these embezzlers, and you are banking on the fact that the word of God says, for you remember to say, forgive me. Because you are banking on the thieves on the right side of Christ on the cross. Remember me when you are in paradise. I hope when your own time comes, you have that time to do that, because sometimes you don't have the time. Death comes so quickly like that. If you're a Christian and you're amongst this, I don't know, these embezzlers, If you say, "Oh, I can't help it, I'm one of them," then it's not. Are you going to politics in Nigeria? People wake up every day and they curse politicians of Nigeria because they are nothing too good to write home about. So why do you want to go and join them? Oh, they say we want to make a difference. When we get there, it's better to change people from the inside. Oh, really? It's better to change people from the inside. You think you'll be bold enough to stand? These are people with all manners of sheep. These are people that have no fear of God in them. And you think you are going to go there and be John the Baptist in the wilderness? You are going to go there and you'll be corrupted like them. Whether you like it or not, they will give you the option. And those who have gone there and they say, "Oh, under no circumstances will I succumb," they get rid of them. But what's the point? Because it will not make any difference. So why not use your platform and use your brain to change things? Because what even anywhere near what the senators and these houses of representatives, not to talk of the prime minister of the president of Nigeria, in salaries, and then they have all these their remunerations, and yet they still embezzle. What is it? Who bewitched you, Nigerians, Nigerian politicians? Who bewitched you? Do you not know that one day the owner of your life is going to call for it, and there is no repentance after death? This money going to take it into the grave with you. Look at Abacha. He embezzled so much. He put them in the banks abroad. Who hears about him now? Nothing good came out of his children. Nothing good came out of his name. It's all wasted. And that is what happens to those who steal. Let's even stop dressing it as embezzlement. It's stealing. That's resources. The Lord will do to them what the Lord will do to them what happened to Judas Iscariot that betrayed Jesus, because you are betrayed the vote to get there, and when you get there, you disappoint the people. The Lord God will know that you are there, because I judge those who are outside the faith. And just rest assured that because you are already outside the faith, you've condemned yourself. So we have left you to God's revenge. Vengeance is mine, says the Lord, and I will repay. So that's Buhari, that's what I'm leaving you to. But as for Shibanjo, your vice president, who is a pastor, you went there not as God's appointed servant, because God will not put you under a non-believer, because it says we are the head, not the tail. You did not ask for God's counsel to be where you are, and they have sidelined you. And I do your first love, which is Jesus, and ask Christ, should you still be where you are? Because you are not effective. We are not hearing your voice. The voice of the Lord is not being spoken. So what's your point of being there? Why not make a statement and resign and say, this is not God's will, this is wrong? Why are you enjoying that exorbitant salaries that you know is ridiculous for an individual? That is human resources. That is resources that should be going to individuals. We can judge you because you are a believer. You are one in faith. You are a brethren. And if the Spirit of the Lord has deserted you as he did with you, you have become the David. If God had once anointed you, you stop going. The Spirit of the Lord is no longer with you, Oshibanjo. If Nigeria is in the state as it is, this is your second rule. of nations. And if you are not able to make disciples out of those you are mingling with, then you get out. You don't allow them to drag you into the pit. You are a person of the light. The light of God is supposed to be in you. Jesus brought you with you. And speak the word of God and resign. And let everyone know that the Spirit of the Lord is still in you. You are serving a God of mammon, for crying out loud. What have you done in all these 5 years under Buhari, full of the light? We are not supposed to serve under non-believers. And you cannot tell me that you cannot see what is going on, how the country has deteriorated. Yes, we can judge you because the word of God says, be it Paul, it says in 1 Corinthians, but God will judge the non-believers. So vengeance is God's with Buhari, but with you, as a brethren to a brethren, I can judge you. Because even in Matthew 7:1, it says, do not judge, lest ye be judged. As you are judged, Jesus. And I know I am not serving under a corrupt government that is embezzling. And I know if I'm in a position you are in, I will ask that those Chinese, bogus Chinese, be questioned. What are their mission in Nigeria? Hello, Minister Brother Derek, how are you? How are you? Thank you for coming earlier. That was my second stream. Would you believe somebody flagged me? And YT took my first stream down. They said somebody reported my stream. it must be it must be either the Oni of Ife's sympathizers or the, I don't know why someone think it is acceptable for 15 Chinese bogus doctors to now suddenly say they are not doctors and they don't want to go back because they are. Brother Derek, welcome, welcome. God bless you. Lady Zion. Welcome. God bless you. Yes. Smash the like button. Don't forget to thumbs up for the host. Lady Zion, brother Derek. Julie said. Yes, we good. Yeah, we thank God. Not at all. Not at all. You are welcome. Don't forget to thumbs up for the host. Lady Zion, have you thumbed up for me? We thank God. Yeah. How is the baby? She'll be sleeping. What's your contribution about what is going on in Nigeria with these 15 bogus Chinese doctors? What is your is it the baby keeping you awake? It's very early. It's 4:37 in the morning. That's very early. It's very early for you to get up. Thank you, Life with Torah. I appreciate you all for being here. Let us continue to pray without ceasing. Ahead. Okay, you are in Italy. Okay. Have they lifted your lockdown? They've lifted you off now. You can go out. Can you not? In Italy, you people can go out now. It's still very early for you for a nursing mom because you can just put her on your side and be sleeping. And she will take whatever she wants. You put yourself in the middle of the bed and prop the bed with pillow. You put her in the middle. Because if you are breastfeeding, you don't need to get up. Oh, have they not lifted it up? I saw somebody was saying that they've lifted the is that Germany, that they've lifted the lockdown. Yeah, I was wondering because but then theirs have curved out now. I think it's flattened out in Italy. Anyway, it will soon be over. What we must the thing. This must not happen again. And whether they like it or not, we are going to be speaking and they will hear us. Because they are not just there for them to rule. They are there because we put them there. We voted them in. And sooner they realize that in Nigeria, that the government is there to serve the people, not the people serving the government. The quicker they realize that, the better for all concerned. Yes, they must realize that. Under communist regime. No, it will not happen on our watch. We pray, and Jesus too taught us how to pray, and he prayed, but he also walked. His faith walked. He went to the temple and turned the money lenders' table upside down and said they should not make the house of his father a thief's den. And our body is the house of his father. Our body is the temple of God. And this government, this Nigerian government, should not make the temple of God thieves' dens. They should not be unequally yoked with non-believers. What has darkness got to do with light? And we need to walk our faith because God has given us free will. And we should not be continuously praying without walking, because a faith without work is a dead faith. It is not our might or power, but he that is in us is greater than the world. But we need to say, because it costs us nothing to talk. He gave us mouth so we can talk. And if we are at this age and we can't talk, when is maturity? When we were babies, we drank milk. When we are mature, we eat meat. And this is the time to talk. And we will talk. What is wrong? Those who are within the country cannot talk in the fear of being killed, in the fear of being assassinated. As they flag us down, we open another channel. Or we go to another platform. Even the one they flagged down before this one is still active on Facebook. It's still active on LinkedIn. But talk, we will talk. Praise the Lord. Ah, okay. Yes, I was wondering. I said, do you not breastfeed? Because if you are breastfeeding, you don't need to. I find it's very easy to breastfeed, and it doesn't disturb your sleep, unless she needs changing. That's different. But immediately you finish changing, you just put her by your side and breastfeed. You'll be sleeping, she'll be sleeping when she's had enough. She's about 2 months old, did you say? So give it, before you know it, she'll be a year old. They grow so quickly, don't they? Mm. Oh, we thank God. Mm. Yes, enjoy it though. Enjoy her now because they grow so quickly. Enjoy her. Please share the stream out. Let me go and get some water. Mm. How long have I been going? I didn't even look at the time when the first one was flagged out. 3 months. Wow, you see? 3 months was like yesterday. She's growing so fast. Praise the Lord. Ah, now that's good. You've really got your figure back. That was quick. You're looking so slim. I'll be right back. Praising my God, always praising you, Lord, always praising my God with all my soul. We are praising you, Lord, always praising you, God, always praising you, God. With all my soul, we are praising you, God, always. Oh, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you, Mary, my darling. Oh, Mary, how are you? I haven't been seeing your notification. I was looking for you the other day. What's happening to you, Mary? I didn't even bump into you, not this Saturday, but the Saturday before that at Babs. I didn't see you come in. How are you? Are you still streaming? Mary, thank you. Thank you for sharing me out. Thank you. Oh, lovely to see you. Speak to me. What happened? I haven't been seeing you come through my notification. And I was looking for you the other day. That was not this Saturday, the Saturday before. When I noticed you didn't come to Babs, Yahweh Babs, Yahweh Babs Saturday motivation. How are the children? Is hubby back? Mary, is hubby back from Nigeria? Hello, Mary. Speak to me. You've got my IG handle, haven't you? Let me put my handle here again. Instagram. That's my Instagram. Mary, good morning. Are you okay? I haven't seen you for a while and I've not been receiving your notifications since about a week now. No, about 2 weeks, because I didn't see you at Wendy's motivation, not this Saturday. This Saturday I wasn't there. The Saturday before. And I tried to look you up. Good evening. Mary, you've changed. Is that Mary? You've changed your profile as well. Oh, thank you. Are you hearing me, Mary? Oh, thank you. So what happened? I haven't been seeing you since 2 weeks or so. I didn't see you at your Wendy's and you've stopped coming on my notification. And I went to look for you the other day. You were not on. Are you still on? Do you still do live stream or you only upload? You mostly still have my own notification because you must have come through the notification. Yeah, you are still subscribed here. What happened to me earlier? Somebody flagged me to YT and they took my video down. They said somebody flagged it. Yeah, Mary, look at it. We are still on. Okay. Around 6 o'clock. Is it still around 6 o'clock? Okay, what I'll do is I've still got the what I'll do is I will subscribe it when I finish streaming here. I can do it on this one. Yes, what we are discussing, I've got the Chinese here, but I don't want to put it on the screen because when I put it on the screen, my first stream since yesterday, I got flagged. So I don't want to put them on the screen. So I'm just let me take them off this. We are talking about the 15 bogus Chinese doctors that are in Nigeria. So what time do you go on Monday, Wednesday? So that yeah, I want to do it in this. Okay, can you see it? Put it off and then put it back on. Yes, they did. They brought me down earlier on. I started streaming since around before 10 yesterday and around after 1, before 2 or after 2, thereabout. Somebody, I just saw YT came up with a yellow notice saying that my video is being taken off because I got flagged. Somebody reported me. And it's not affected my channel, but if I need to appeal, it, they sent me. So I went on my email and they sent me all this list of things to read and to appeal. So I tried to appeal it, but I had to sign in another. So I said, okay, I'm going to just leave it. When I finished, so I decided I would come on the second stream. And I know on that one, I showed all the 12 bogus Chinese doctors. And I also talked about the Onion of Ife. But the thing is, YouTube is supposed to be a platform. This, what we are talking about, is the truth. So why would, well, they said to me that it could be a malicious report that they will look into if I appeal, but they want me that they haven't got enough staff. So they said when we got reports, and it wasn't just one person. So obviously I've been flagged, and I knew that quite a few people were coming to my channel that I haven't seen them before. So they said if it's malicious, that although they read into it and they felt that it violated their guidelines, but hasn't affected my channel. So if I feel it's malicious, I should appeal it. But they want me that the appeal may not be immediate. They may not be able to respond to me immediately because they are short of staff. So that's what I'm going to do, because really, YT is supposed to be a platform to air complaint. What I was saying is not hatred for the Chinese, but it's the Chinese that has been hatred towards black people. They brought this Wuhan virus to the world, and then they started evicting black people out of China. And then they went and brought 15 bogus doctors to Nigeria. And when we were complaining that why would they 15 doctors come to Nigeria when the Minister of Health has not asked for help? 2 weeks after that, they came out and complained through the senator, through the rep, and journalists are being, in fact, as we speak, a journalist is even taken to court over this in our own land. Then the Minister of Defense said, stop asking me questions because I didn't invite them. Then somebody came and said, oh, we know where they are. And then 2 days ago, they popped out and said, we are not doctors after all. We are technicians. Who brought them? Who invited them? Who sanctioned their visa? This is not 300 or 400 years ago that the Obas can do whatever they like, or we can have an illiterate as a president, an illiterate who doesn't even have West African school certificate, and yet we have people whose parents sent to Harvard, sent to Cambridge, sent to Oxford, and they cannot gag us. The least of all is that even though YT has taken that first video down, do you know what? The video is circulating anyway. It's on my LinkedIn. People are still watching it. It's on my Facebook. Still being watched. So they cannot gag us. We need the answer. Who sanctioned their visa? The people in Nigeria cannot speak because they will disappear, because they send assassin to them. And yet, I can see people, these 2 people have been on this channel, they refuse to come inside. I said, come inside. This is a platform you can come and air. Whether what the Nigerian government is doing is right. Since the pandemic, he has not come out to address the public. And yet we have all this going on. He's gone it's a public clinic that Nigeria went to China to borrow 3 billion. What for? Nothing, no project is being concluded. We haven't got roads, we haven't got electricity, we haven't got schools, the universities are being dilapidated, there's no maintenance culture. This is the country that we grew up in, and our hospitals were the talk of the world. NHS had nothing on Nigerian hospitals when I was growing up there. And you don't want us to talk in this digital day? Down, because I hear people say they flag them down. I didn't realize it's this dramatic. I just had the notice. It just came on my screen and White said, sorry, you've been flagged down, so we have to take you off the air. And I'm saying, what? Ridiculous. Why is the world supporting evil? Why do people think it's acceptable? The Nigerians are not emigrating out of Nigeria. They are escaping. This is a country full of honey and milk. But under this embezzlers, illiterates, we have lockdown, and you have the Fulanis going truckloads to the south. This is biological war. The things that is happening, we cannot see a tenth of it on YouTube. Why do we have a platform? And I would rather these people that keep on staying here, without coming in the on the chat to come in. Let them air their view. That's what it's about. This is not out of hatred. This is out of what is going on that is wrong. The whole world almost came to be wiped out. Why? Because they want to be in control. They cannot be in control. They have people without God in them. And evil thrives when good people refuse to do anything. And we will not be those good people that refuse to do anything. This is a digital age. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of sound mind and of love. And we are speaking out of love, because what they are doing is not out of love, it's hatred. They must hate humankind and humanity. Why would you be in somebody's country and you say, oh, our mission is completed? What is your mission? Who sanctioned your visa? Why are you in Nigeria? We now know that the people of Oshun that cried out that their land has been taken for illegal gold mining has been going on for the past 30 years with Chinese. And here we are, all Nigerians running out of their country. We will wake up our grandchildren and great-grandchildren to be born. We have no Nigeria to go to. What if Europe tomorrow says everybody should leave back to where they go? It has happened. If we speak, we are going to die. And if we don't speak, we are going to die. So why don't we speak? Yeah, that's why what I did is I went to change my about to I added on the about Matthew 23:23, where Jesus said that it's important for him. I rebuked the Pharisees about tithe and said what is important is justice, mercy, and faith. So this is the justice part of it, because there is no justice in somebody being in your country, mingling with your people, when they are coming from a country infected with infectious disease. And nobody is saying anything. So then now the president must be in collusion with them. And if we find with the right question that the president is involved, then such president can be removed. Nobody is beyond the law. I don't know what the kind of Nigerians that we have today. When we were growing up, people like Murtala Mohammed, they did not do half of what Buhari is doing. They got rid of him. People like Tiara Adua, people like all those Abacha, they got rid of them. Jesus said it, the sin of betrayal, it is written that the Son of Man will die. But woe betide that man from whose hand he will be betrayed. This guy is betraying the people of God. Our bodies are the temple of God, and it must not be destroyed. God says whoever tries to destroy our body, he will destroy. And we're not even calling for their destruction. We are calling for them to the cessation of Nigeria. Nigeria has failed. We want the North to go away from the South. Enough is enough. So what is wrong with that? That is what platform should be. People coming to air their views. We already know that there is nothing we can do with Buhari other than pray for the sword of Jesus to well, I mustn't say that because I said that in the first video. Oh my goodness, okay. One has to be, yeah, because they wouldn't understand, the word of God is foolishness to those who are perishing. So there's no point in even quoting such a scripture to them. All right, before I forget, let me do that. Yeah, do you know why most people are not getting the notification these days? Oh, you've changed your profile. Okay, here we are. I'm going to change it now. I'm going to change it. Right, it's back on. So let's hope I've rejuvenated it. Well, where are we? Can you see it? Yeah, I've done it back on. We'll start getting the notification. Thank you. So much. Thanks for the share. Yeah, the first one I had about 8 thumbs up, and I had so many people who were not. I haven't seen them before, and I guess it's probably those stooges that were sent, and I don't know how they would know because yeah, probably the the topic, the topic, the title, yeah. Well, they did say to me that my channel was not affected, so but I will later appeal it because I had a good thumbs up, about 8 thumbs up in that, and um yeah, it is something viewing. Never mind. We'll continue to do what God has asked us to do. We have to speak in faith because a faith without work is a dead faith. We cannot continue to pray alone. Jesus prayed, and when it was time for Jesus to act, he acted against the corrupt Pharisees, the corrupt elders, because a faith without work is a dead faith. Yeah, I won't put their faces here because that again could count for copyright because it's the photo. That's what I'm going to appeal again because it's already a public information. It's not as if it's a private information I'm lifting, and Punch, I'm subscribed to Punch, and it says that you can share. So, and this is the same as people who are doing reactionary video. This is even less thing. So with this one, there was no sound. I was just, showing the faces of the 15 bogus doctors who now say they are technicians. But if they don't want me to do that, I've kept that out of it. Oh, let me write down the days. Monday, Tuesday. No, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I should remember that. All right. Thank you for sharing me out, darling. How are the children? The grandchildren? I was watching your I was watching you interviewing your fourth son the other day. Oh, he's got your personality very much in control. Mm. Where is brother Derek? I thought you said he was. Where is brother Derek? I thought he was bringing his invitees. Let's. Okay, this one is charging on. Is brother Derek still on? Is Brother Derek still on? Where are you? Brother Derek, I can see you still on. I thought you were on. That couldn't have been 18 hours ago. 12 hours? No. Oh, 10. What time is it? Yeah, 10 hours ago would have been 5 o'clock today. You said you were bringing people to read. Never mind. Did you see, Brother Derek, are you still on the chat? Did you see my email? I replied to your email. Brother Derek, are you still in the chat? Thank you all for coming. I'll see you all later when we'll be doing this evening. What time? What time is it doing? Accepting what is going on, but you cannot forgive the outcome. Who are not accepting it. Yes, that's the thing. They cannot talk. Yeah. This is why we try to be their mouthpiece. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for sharing me out. Thank you. I really appreciate. Yeah, what time do you come on? Is it 6 o'clock? Brethren, do you know when Mary comes on? Is it 6 o'clock? Atiemi, do you know what time Mary comes on? Yes, it's difficult. It's difficult for people to speak out. I know. Because somebody complained. So God continues to empower us and strengthen us. We may not have people coming to, we may not be disappearing the night as they do over there. You know, it's not only that they can't speak out, they disappear. That's the thing. They are cowards. Ah, okay. Mind you, I haven't slept today because I was planning. I would have finished streaming had the first live stream not been taken down, I would have finished streaming and be sleeping. Then I would have come today to do Bible reading. I'm going to go to sleep. Oh, it is well. It is well. I think I think I better call it a day because I haven't slept a wink. Because if I'm coming to do Bible reading, I used to come at 12. Then because my husband works from home now, although he's got his own computer and everything, and in a different room, but we are using. I don't even know why. We seem. Yeah, I don't know why we seem once we are all on the computer at the same time. It seems strange because he's got a different cable to his computer because of sensitivity of what he does, and yeah, but we don't know why because his computer is not supposed to run on broadband. It's got a work cable. I don't understand all the technical side of it. So anyway, I stopped doing 12 broadcasts, and I found that when you do from 7, that's quite, the traffic is less then, and he would have finished it. Then I do that. But I think the best, probably I will come at the same time as I came today, maybe around lesser traffic. So, so there are still people who are still obviously active. I should have known that, those people that were coming, I haven't seen quite a few of them. So, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'll go to sleep now because my neck, I'm getting tired, especially my neck. Prayer. I'm sure they can't flag, well, they wouldn't be able to flag. I've never been flagged with my channel. All that channels, they get flagged a lot. That lady, I tell you, this. Do you know Esabod? She's a woman from Ibadan. She is really after the kings. They flag her mercilessly, and she too. She's really. She doesn't spare them. Oh my Gideon. Thank you so much. Yes, we'll both go to sleep now. That those who have ears, this video will get to the Nigerian government. I don't know whether I should tag it to the Nigerian federal government. Maybe that will be pushing my luck. But they can't send an assassin to me here. That I'm sure of. They don't know where I live. Well, that woman, that Ibadan woman, she actually tells them she puts her address on her stream, and I'm thinking, wow, down. But she believes that is the King Oba of Ife that she's criticizing or trying to bring to order that send people to her. Oh, okay, yeah. Esther is she's on a different level. But I would do. She has all this security, but I think, yeah, wisdom. The Bible says God, Jesus is the only wisdom and power of God. With me, I don't have children left at all. All my children are grown up. My last one is even 24, 25. My first one is not married yet. And yeah, but they don't even live near me. So But with her, she still has children at home, and she's going after all this. I really applaud what she does, but at the same time, we know that it's a risk. They are just too corrupt. But then, if nobody deals with them, if nobody tackles them, it will just continue, and people are suffering. This is the thing, you know. Well, I continue to put her in prayer, because I know that because she's speaking the truth, they will try, but they will not succeed with her, in Jesus' name. Well, do you know that I don't, because she now says that they invited her there to kill her, but they couldn't. But then she has so many people warn her not to go at the time, because she was, yeah, Esther has always been a, but at one point I didn't like the way she used to swear a lot. But she doesn't do that anymore. Now she realizes that they were just trying to distract her, so she will stop talking about the government and the musicians and all the corrupt people of that country. But now she's going after, when this recent case came up in Oni in Ife, you know Ife. Huh. So the people, these old people, came to social media and that they've taken their land, and they drove them out of their land, and now they are using their land for illegal mining. And we saw the Chinese digging into they made a mess of this land, their machine and everything. Then this woman took it up, and then they found that it's the Alaafin is the Oni of Ofin, not Alaafin, please. Alaafin is different. Alaafin of Oyo is different from Oni of Ofin. So it's the Oni of Ofin that took their land. He had money to do Rinipa. That is to say that if the person who is close to you does not betray you, a stranger cannot kill you. But to put it literally, it means if you don't die from your inside enemy, your enemy are those around you. Because if those around you are not your enemy, the outside enemy cannot penetrate through you. That is what that adage means. So Esther is now going after this individual. And and you know, like all this corruption, they always get linked, interlinked. So recently, and I'm talking about this month, earlier this month, somebody went into her Dublin house. She's got 2 houses in Turkey, to kill her daughter. So the girl jumped, and the car hit, the car stopped. They've arrested 2 of them because they left the car. So we knew that they would get, the police in this country, this is Dublin, mind you, but the police in the Western world, they will get them through their fingerprint. So she was saying that they've arrested 2 of them now. And she thinks that is this Oba, that because people were warning her when she started taking this case on, that this guy is although she says he's an Oba, that is a thug, before they made him an Oba. So she exposes them a lot. She does. If people like us who have a platform, we don't speak about these things, who is going to? Because the ones over there, they are too afraid, and rightly so. Because not only will they take their land, take their homes, they kill them, they assassinate them. If they could have the boldness to send somebody to, this is alleged though, she thinks, we don't know yet until the police investigation comes up, that is between the people this Oni of Ife and her ex. She also thinks that her ex is involved. It is well. But we know that we who are under the light of Christ, we walk in his righteousness. We will not locate our grandchildren. Weapon of destruction will not locate us. Weapon of destruction will not locate our friends. Weapon of destruction will not locate our homes, our household, our finances, in the name of Jesus. Thank you all for coming. God bless you. I'm so tired now. By now I would have had about 14, 15 thumbs up. But because the first one had about 8 or 9 on it, thumbs up. Never mind. They can't stop us. That's the main thing. They can't stop us. Good morning. Thank you. Are you still there? Bye-bye. Thank you. See you later. Are you going to go and sleep as well? Or you are still supporting others? Are you still there, Yemi? At Yemi Ogubayo, are you still there? At Yemi, are you still there? Are you still there? Good night, or shall I say good morning? God bless you. Thank you for coming.